Hare Krishna. So, welcome all for Bhagavatam session today. Let's start with the prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nastapráyeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttamaśloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kriphatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Chaitanyam Ishwaram Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurum Mritamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा हरे
Krishna Krishna
कृष्णा
Krishna.
हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा टुडे
Hare
16
Krishna
sorry
Prabhu.
6 no श्लोक number
Yes, Prabhuji.
Correct.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Mataji go ahead
Yeah, sixth they have allotted to me.
yeah
Yeah. एतावान् साङ्ख्ययोगाभ्यां स्वधर्मपरिनिष्ठया जन्मलाभः परः पुंसां न ते नारायणस्मृतिः. Jai Sri Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation: The highest perfection of human life, achieved either by complete knowledge of matter and spirit, by practice of mystic powers, or by perfect discharge of occupational duty, is to remember the personality of Godhead at the end of life. Purport. Hare Krishna. Narayana is the transcendental personality of Godhead beyond the material creation. Everything that is created, sustained, and at the end annihilated is within the compass of the Mahatattva, material principle, and is known as the material world. The existence of Narayana or the personality of Godhead is not within the jurisdiction of this Mahatattva, and as such, the name, form, attributes, etc. of Narayana are beyond the jurisdiction of the material world. By the speculation of empiric philosophy, which discerns matter from spirit, or by cultivation of mystic powers, which ultimately helps the performer to reach any planet of the universe or beyond the universe, or by discharge of religious duties, one can achieve the highest perfection, provided one is able to reach the stage of Narayana Smriti, or constant remembrance of the personality of Godhead. This is possible only by the association of a pure devotee, who can give a finishing touch to the transcendental activities of all jnanis, yogis, and karmis in terms of prescribed duties defined in the scriptures. There are many historical instances of the achievement of spiritual perfection, such as that of the Sanakadi rishis, or the nine celebrated Yogendras, who attained perfection only after being situated in the devotional service of the Lord. None of the devotees of the Lord ever deviated from the path of devotional service by taking to other methods as adopted by the jnanis or yogis. Everyone is anxious.
sorry
You're saying something, Prabhuji?
no nothing somebody unmuted yeah go ahead
Okay. So, everyone is anxious to achieve the highest perfection of his particular activity, and is indicated herein that such perfection is Narayan Smriti, for which everyone must endeavor his best. In other words, life should be molded in such a manner that one is able to progressively remember the personality of Godhead in every step of life.
Hare
Hare,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Wonderful. The last few days we are discussing chapter 1 of Canto 2. So the beginning of this chapter, Sukdev Goswami explains how people in the material world are engrossed in the kind of material activities and how they are wasting their life. So two, three slokas explains. And yesterday we discussed the wonderful sloka. It says, because people are engrossed in material life, because people are completely devoid of the dharma, tasmad, because of that, he says, what you have to do? Bhagavan Ishvaro Harihi. And what you have to do? Shrothavya Kirtitavyascha Smritavyascha. You have to hear, you have to speak and remember about who Ishvaro Hari, about the Supreme Lord. So we discussed yesterday detailed on this. Just for the benefit of few devotees joined today, who were not there yesterday. So yesterday's sloka, the full focus is that we should hear the glories of the Lord. We should speak about the glories of the Lord, and we should remember this is the duty of a human being. So in that, Prabhupada was talking about how foolish people are wasting their life, valuable human life, and improving the material conditions, so many things. And at the end of the day, sleeping, indulging sex life, and develop economic conditions, and maintaining band of relatives who are anyway going to vanquish. So in that, the end of the day, the 84 lakhs of species they're talking about, finally they have to, everybody has to get destroyed. So proper in that purpose, hearing about and glories of the Supreme Lord is identical with the transcendental nature of the Lord. So there's no difference between the name, fame, or Lord himself. So he says, Kalikali Namarupe Krishna Avatar. And Krishna's name is more powerful than the name itself. So in that background, the finally proper in that purpose says that we who are born in Bharatavarsha, India, were so fortunate because we got all the knowledge, and on the top of it, we got this human body, and on the top of it, we got all the senses are perfect. On the top of it, we got Chaitanya Mahaprabhu giving us the holy name. On the top of it, we have ISKCON here. Srila Prabhupada has given us books, Bhagavatam, and we have Krishna Prasad, deities, and wonderful association of devotees. So we are so fortunate to have it. Let's not misuse it, or let's not miss this opportunity. With that background, today's sloka also talks about, it says that the highest perfection of human life achieved either by complete knowledge of matter and spirit. So what is the perfection of human life? Human life is to ante Narayana Spriti. At the end, remember Narayana. That can be understood, that can be realized by knowledge of matter and spirit. So what is spirit? Spirit is connected to the Supreme Law, or Paramatma and Atma. Matter is material. The difference between matter and spirit, once you understands, and how this matter is created, how the spirit is managed, then it's easy to practice. Further, it says the mystic yogi powers are by the perfect discharge of occupation duties. So each one of us got occupation duties as per Shastra. It's not our own concocted way, as per Shastra, as per like Chaturvanya Maya Sister Guna Karma Vibhagasha. Krishna himself says that with that, what is our occupation duties? What is our duty? The ultimate duty is to worship the Lord. So is a Jivara Swarupa Nityara Krishna Das. So that is the ultimate. And here also say that what is that ultimate occupation duty? Remember this personally guarded at the end of life. So somebody may say that, yes, the end of the life, I'll remember. Why should I worry now? Now let me enjoy. At the end, maybe after 60, 70, when I retire, everything, when I am, relaxed, that's the time I'll remember. but risk factor is that I don't know whether I'll leave that time. And second thing, at that time, I cannot guarantee I'll remember because my body will not cooperate. My body already started aching, and age goes, the body is getting deteriorated. So there is less chance I'll be able to remember because I'll be more disturbed by the material troubles, the body troubles, Adibhautika, Adhyatmika, and Devika troubles. So Prabhupada says Narayana is a transcendental personality of Godhead beyond the material creation. And he is not covered Mahatattva. Mahatattva is kind of a combination of the Panchabhutas, Jnanendriya, and working senses like that, and the object of senses all put together, 23 plus 1, 24 items together, Mahatattva. So how the creation happens? By Sadashiva, Supreme Lord, by just a glance at Mahatattva, the nature is agitated. So simple example given is that here man and woman. The same way, Supreme Lord, Sadashiva, glancing at Prakriti, Prakriti is a female, the creation happens. That's how the Mahatattva gets created. And here Prabhupada says, Narayana is beyond the jurisdiction of material world. Narayana is beyond the jurisdiction, the jurisdiction of Mahatattva. Mahatattva cannot control Narayana. Mahatattva cannot control Vishnu. Mahatattva cannot control Krishna. They are beyond. Vishnu Tattvas are beyond that. So Prabhupada is saying that by discharging religious duties, one can achieve the highest perfection. What is that higher perfection? Perfection is to remember Krishna, Narayana Smriti. That too, very specifically at the time of leaving the body. Antakalecha mameka smarabhuktva kalevaram. So at the time of leaving the body, I should be able to remember. But that is a risk, or that is the greatest risk, because that's the time the body will be suffering so much. Because when the soul is going to leave, the person is suffering, is crying out. You'll be passing the stool, passing the urine, because the body doesn't want to, Atma doesn't want to leave the body. So attached. So that's the time, very, very difficult unless he's fully conscious of it. That's why we have to prepare our life for that. That's why Prabhupada says our movement is not art of living, it's art of leaving. So we are preparing ourselves how to leave this world so that we train the whole world to prepare at the end. So Prabhupada says that can be done with the association of pure devotees. The devotees of the Lord are so merciful. They give us a guidance. They show us a path how we can make this life successful, or at the end, able to remember the Lord. So Prabhupada also refers to Shanakadi Rishis, the sages of name Sharanya, and celebrated Yogendras, Nava Yogendras, Bharat Maharaj's sons. Bharat Maharaj had 100 sons, and out of which 9 are Yogendras. So their names are, the names. 9, they are Kavi, Havi, Antarisha, Prabuddha, Pipalyasana, Avirhotra, Dravida, Dumila, Chamasa, and Karabajan. These are the 9 Yogendras. Bhagavatam talks about in 11th canto the details about Navayogendra's meeting Rishi Nimi, and Nimi is asking questions about the human life, like how Parishad Maharaj asking questions. There, Maharaj Nimi is asking questions, and this Navayogendra is responding to the questions. So there also the end, they say that the devotional service Supreme Lord is the perfection, he is the ultimate. And also here Prabhupada talks about the indicated here that such a perfection of Narayana Spriti for which everyone must endeavor his best. That's the Prabhupada's statement here, that all of us, every jiva should endeavor attain at perfection, which is Ante Narayana Spriti. At the time of leaving the body, I should remember the Lord. So whatever preparation required, whatever consciousness I should prepare so that I can achieve the Supreme Lord. Because one who remembers the Lord at the time of death, yes, he's going back to God, it is guaranteed. So my surroundings, my consciousness, my the nature of activities, everything should be surrounded in remembering the Lord. That's why we should have Tulasi Maharani at home. We should have Prabhupada's or Hare Krishna mantra dhun going on. And we should have Krishna's photo, Radha Krishna's photo everywhere. So whatever happens, I should be seeing that, or should Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, especially Bhagavatam. This very very special. We just had a Bhagavad installation ceremony at Hemant Prabhu's house. So, like that, each one of us should install Bhagavatam. The install means welcome Bhagavatam, which is not different Krishna, and then start studying Bhagavatam like all of us are doing today. It's like that every day, everybody should participate. Then there's a possibility that Ante Narayana Smriti is possible. Hare Krishna. We'll read that one more sloka next. 77. Sorry, not able to hear you. Who is that?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Mother, go ahead.
Text, second canto, first chapter, 7th verse. I'm just reading it from the mobile, Prabhuji.
प्रायेण मुनयो राजन् निवृत्र विदिशेदर्थः नैर्गुण्यस्था रमते स्म गुणानुकन्तते हरेः. Yeah, you can read the translation.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Bhakti Vedant, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation: O King Parikshit, mainly the topmost transcendentalists who are above the regulative principles and restrictions take pleasure in describing the glories of the Lord. Purport: the topmost transcendentalist is liberated soul and is therefore not within the purview of the regulative principles. A neotype who is intended to be promoted to spiritual plane is guided by the spiritual master under regulative principles. He may be compared to a patient who is treated by various restrictions and under medical jurisdiction. Generally, liberated soul also take the pleasure in describing the transcendental activities. As mentioned above, since Narayana Hari, the personality of Godhead, is beyond the material creation, his form and attributes are not material. The topmost transcendentalist on the liberated soul realizes him by advanced experience of transcendental knowledge, and therefore they take pleasure in discussion of the transcendental qualities of the Lord's pastime. In the Bhagavad Gita, the personality of Godhead declares that his appearance and activities are all divyam or transcendental. I can't see the common man who is under the spell of material energy takes it for granted that the Lord is like one of us, and therefore he refuses to accept the transcendental nature of the Lord's form, name, etc. The topmost transcendentalist is not interested in anything material, and his taking interest in the matter of the Lord's activity is definite proof that the Lord is not like one of us in the material world. In the Vedic literature also, it is confirmed that the Supreme Lord is one, but that he is engaged in his transcendental pastime in the company of his unalloyed devotees, and that simultaneously he is present as the super soul, an expansion of Baladeva in the heart of all living entities. Therefore, the highest perfection of transcendental realization is to take pleasure in hearing and describing the transcendental qualities of the Lord, and not in merging into his impersonal Brahman existence for which the impersonalist impersonalism, what is that? aspires. Most aspires. Huh?
Monist aspires.
Monist, okay,
Monist.
monist aspires. Real transcendental pleasure is realized in the glorification of transcendental Lord and not in the feeling of being situated in his impersonal feature. But there are also others who are not the topmost transcendentalists but are in the lower state and who do not take pleasure in describing the transcendental activities of the Lord. Rather, they discuss such activities of the Lord formally with the aim of merging into his existence. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna. Krishna, Shri Prabhupada ki jai. So further, Sule Goswami is saying, O King Parishit, mainly the topmost transcendentalists who are above the regulatory principles and restrictions take pleasure in describing the glories of the Lord. In Bhagavatam, there is, the narration about the places or the topics what not get attracted to Lord or the devotees as called like places of the pilgrimage for cross, because crow, they go in a dirty place, whereas the hamsa, the swan, they go in a pure places. The transcendentalist, they go into that place where Srimad Bhagavatam or holy name of the Lord is discussed. Whereas the people of the crow mentality, they go into the places where all this mundane things are discussed or the garbage is given. So Prabhupada says that the topmost transcendentalists are liberated soul and therefore not within the purview of the regulatory principles. So now we as a practicing devotees, we do our sadhana. We call our sadhana bhakti. We regulated principles. We like Prabhupada gives a regulation like follow the four regulated principles: no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, no illicit sex. There are regulations. This is the four regulated principles. And get up early in the morning before Brahma Muhurta, chant our rounds, minimum 16 rounds, possible deity services, offer bhoga, and attend Bhagavatam classes in the morning before our day-to-day chore, our day-to-day the work starts. And again, evening, read Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and possible deity services and chant if anything left to the japa, so that the full day we engaged in a kind of a regulated principles. But those who are beyond that, those who are totally transcendental, those beyond the three modes, for them this regulatory principles may not work because they are full time into that. They don't have to be regulated. They are already beyond that. That's what point is. So whereas neophyte people are like me. One of the Prabhu is giving a example like who is neophyte? Person who's creating a new fight is called neophyte. That's how the material world. So each one of us create a fight, new fight. So that's why they become neophyte. So the point is that neophyte means the person who's new to bhakti. So with that, Prabhupada says that it's like compared to the patient who treated the various restrictions. Like Prabhupada generally gives, many times we give example like the person who's suffering jaundice, he's medicine given sugarcane or the candy, sugarcane juice or candy. But for him, it becomes bitter. It doesn't taste well. But that is the medicine for him. Similarly, the people are suffering in the material world, the devotion service is the medicine. Because we are diseased, we are jaundiced. And the devotional service, chanting the holy name, reading Bhagavatam is the medicine. But as a person diseased to the jaundice, not having taste for the sugar candy, I also have no taste for it. Whereas doctor who knows what is the good for that patient, he sometimes forcibly gives or sometimes indirectly gives, tricking him. Somehow he gives the medicine so that the person is cured. Similarly, the material world people like me are jaundiced. I have no taste for the holy name. I have no taste for the Bhagavatam. I have no taste for the holy devotion service. Whereas Prabhupada, the proper disciples and senior Vaishnavas somehow pushing me, somehow give me an opportunity so that I can take up, I can develop some taste. because that is a solution, that is a cure for my disease. So that's why the Prabhupada always said that ISKCON is like a hospital. All kind of a people, diseased people. It could be Artha, one wants money, or one Jnani, or Jijnasu, or one who is suffering. Artha, Artha, Jnani, Jijnasu. All these people are coming. Or the people are with so many other desires. They come because they think that this is a place I can achieve my desires. And because that's is this temple like a hospital? Prabhupada is the chief doctor, and their proper disciples and grand disciples are so many other doctors and so many other devotees who help in the hospital. And also there is a medicine. The medicine is, one medicine is that holy name, other medicine is Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and third medicine is the chanting the holy name. Fourth medicine is that our diet prasadam. So this ABCD, the Sangha of Association of the Pure Devotees, books, Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, chanting the holy name, and prasada. With these medicines, and what is a patya? Patya means restriction, is that no meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, no gambling. So with that, my disease can be cured. So that's why the ISKCON should be considered as an hospital. So that's the reason sometimes we find some problem in devotional service also, because everybody is a patient here. Everybody is suffering. So possibility that the patient may fight each other. We have seen in some of the hospital. But if we have to cure, I should take the medicine what given by my spiritual master or senior Vaishnavas and follow the Patya. So Prabhupada talks about here that how Krishna's pastimes also transcendental. Janma karma chame divyam yome vetti tattvataha tyakta deham punarjanma naiti mameti so Arjuna. 4.9 Prabhupada talks here. So Krishna's janma karma are beyond, but one who understands tattvataha, understand fully, he has no rebirth again. He comes back to Krishna's abode. So that's what Lord is saying to Arjuna. So we can also take the holy name. We can also take the Bhagavatam. We can also take chanting the holy name and association of devotees and Krishna Prasad. We can also go back to Krishna. So finally, Prabhupada says that the topmost transcendental is not interested in anything material. So this is the target, or this is the goal of our life. We should be that. We should not have any interest in material. The highest perfection of transcendentalist realization is to take pleasure in hearing Shrotavyasya. So completely hearing about the Lord, and Kirtitavyasya, speaking about that, and Smartavya, remembering. This is the qualities of the pure devotees. And Prabhupada finally says, they discuss such activities of Lord formally with the aim, and with the aim of merging into existence. This is the aim of people who take pleasure in merging it. Whereas the Vaishnavas never think of merging because Krishna is the supreme, I am the servant. So I cannot merge with the Lord. I have my own independent identity, whereas Krishna's identity is separate. I cannot become one with. There are people saying that you are also Narayana, I'm also Narayana. You are not realized. One day I'll realize it. No, Narayana is Narayana, Jiva is Jiva. But the duty of a Jiva is to remember the Lord and go back to Krishna at the end. This is the ultimate. So Ante Narayana Spati, that should be our goal of life. With this, I'll stop here. Devotees can give your comments, quick realization questions, if any. We start with Asha Mataji today. Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I understood today how important it is to chant, read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and have the devotee association, which can help us in regulating our principles, and then maybe try to do my sadhana and go ahead with my bhakti, Prabhuji. That's my takeaway.
Krishna.
Hare
Archana Mataji, anything want to share?
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji. No, Prabhuji. Thank you for the class.
Bhuvaneshwari Mataji. Anything? Mariappan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Foolish people are engrossed in material life, hearing, remembering, and speaking glories of Supreme Lord will ensure the progress in devotion. And having born in Bharata and spiritual opportunity of acquiring all spiritual knowledge and taking birth as a human form without any disabilities, above all having entered in Krishna consciousness, I must practice devotional activities sincerely and ensure the progress of my devotional spiritual progress. The ultimate duty is to worship Lord and completely remember Supreme Lord. The body condition cannot be predicted at the end of my life, so I must use every minute to practice my devotional activities sincerely. Mahatattva cannot control Narayana. Body will be in a critical phase at the end of the life. So train systematically, practice to ensure remembering Supreme Lord at the end of life, association with pure devotees and devotional, and strictly follow the devotional services. Crow and swan are example highlighted to differ sincere devotees and defective, indifferent followers. And committed devotees follow four regulated principles. Suffering people require medicine of chanting and devotional services like the sincere patient. I must follow the devotional instructions provided by senior devotees and spiritual master and ensure progress in spiritual practice. That much I understood, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Okay. Shilpa Mataji, want to share anything?
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Mataji.
So, yeah, Prabhuji, from this sloka, two slokas, what I understood is, so we have taken a birth, and one day we will leave everything, and we will go. So that means one day we will die. At the end of our life, we have to remember the holy names of Lord. That will not happen when we were dying. So we will be, our body will not support, and we will be in the pain. At the end of the life, we will not be remembering the holy names of God. So we are not sure how much time we have. So we have to start our spiritual practice today itself. The way to progress in spirituality is hearing the holy names, chanting the holy names, and remembering the holy names. And like suppose I whatever I have to do my chanting, and I have to read the scriptures, and in association with senior Vaishnavas, and with this way we can progress. And we can if we follow all the four regulatory principles, that will help me to go back to Godhead, and I can escape from again rebirthing, or taking birth again and again. So from that I can go back to Godhead. And Krishna name, holy names, right? Krishna names, it is more powerful than Krishna. The one easy way to start the spiritual practice is to chant the holy names. And yeah, yes, Prabhuji. This is what I understood, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji.
Saurabh Prabhu, want to add anything? Sridevi Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for the wonderful class. Nothing, Prabhuji. Everybody covered.
Sudha Mataji. Sudha Babu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Mataji.
So in seventh text, like God has created this material world, and he created, but he's not part of this. I mean, he is not in the material. He doesn't come under this material world. We are his creation. He doesn't come under this material. He is the one who creates and who progresses it and then annihilates everything. So, what is the perfection of life is Narayana Smriti, remembering him always. So, what is my personal experience? How we can develop love and bhakti towards him is by listening to his Bhagavad Gita. Because if we see how he helped Pandavas, they are very righteous people. So, how much he helped, being so powerful, he is the creator, but yet very humble, and how much he came down as a human being. He took birth and he came down and helped many good people. So that if we keep on listening and listening, automatically we will develop that kind of bhakti and love. That's what it's my personal experience. So yes, so just I mean, if we keep on remembering and recollecting these Bhagavad Gita stories and all that, then automatically that bhakti will develop. So that is very important. That is what my personal experience also tells. So, and also chanting and even what in the text 8 it was shown as ISKCON is like a temple, it's like a hospital. It is like a
Right.
hospital, like all types of people come, transcendentalists and normal people and everyone, but there is a treatment for everyone. So that way we are all very happy because we need not worry that, only selected people will be taken. So Lord is so merciful. He has cure for all of us, for all of us. So top and transcendentalist is the one who always eager to listen about Lord Krishna, about his glories, about his how he helped people, how he is towards people who are righteous, and and also listening and also speaking about Krishna to people we know, and also remembering the stories. Then if we follow all this is the qualities of top transcendentalists, and if we keep on listening, obviously we will also change. There will be a tremendous change in us that we can we'll come to know in few days. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good, Prabhu. Anything you want to add?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So I think all the points are already covered. So just main points are like Narayana is beyond the material world. So the whole creation and covers whatever the Mahatattva that covers everything that is created, maintained, and destroyed. But Lord exists beyond this material jurisdiction, and his name, form, qualities, and pastimes are all transcendental, cannot be understood by material speculation. And also the limit of jnana, yoga, and karma has been explained. So yogis may attain mystic powers, karmi may perform religious duties, philosophers may analyze matter and spirit. But this process leads one upwards, but their perfection is achieved only when we culminate the remembrance of the Lord. So without reaching that stage, even the best achievements in jnana, yoga, or karma, they remain incomplete. And how the devotees play a very important role in that remembrance. Because only through the association of the pure devotees, constant remembrance is possible. If somebody is thinking, "No, I will alone perform the devotional service," it is very difficult. It has to be with the association of the devotees, because devotees provide that finishing touch that transforms partial progress in jnana, yoga, or karma into complete spiritual success. And we see the examples of the Sanakadi rishis and the Navyogendras. They attain perfection only after entering Bhakti Yoga. So, no true devotee has ever abandoned the path of devotion for Jnana and Yoga. And for the next verse, it is about the neophyte versus the liberated souls, how the neophyte devotees are there. So, and neophyte devotees should follow all the regulative principles under the guidance of a spiritual master. They're like compared to a patient that has to follow the medical prescriptions, restrictions to regain health. Liberated souls are not bound by such regulations. They spontaneously take pleasure in hearing and glorifying the Lord's activities. And then about the Lord, it is given like his nature is transcendental. He's beyond this material world. And the common man under the illusion, their mistakes seem to be material or like an ordinary human, but the topmost transcendentalist, they recognize the Lord's activities as eternally spiritual. And from the scriptures, we see a lot of proof, like Janma Karma Chame Divyam, Evam Yuvitti Tattvata, that was Lord's appearance and activities are transcendentals. In the Vedas also confirm that the Lord is one without a second, yet he eternal enjoys pastimes with the devotees. Simultaneously, he exists as a super soul in everyone's heart. So these are some of the proofs from the scripture. And then uh, what is the highest perfection? Highest transcendental realization is finding joy in hearing and glorifying the Lord's qualities and pastimes. Okay, Prabhu, that's it from my
Thank you,
side.
Prabhu. Thank you. Umashankar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Everything is covered, but one thing is that new fight that happens. For my personal experience, new fight happened within myself when progressing in this one, because association disengaging with the material persons, again associating with devices, there was a fight, and chanting. Initially, it was little bit burden even to chant one round. After that, little, it actually it pushed me into 16 rounds, and after that, little bit book reading was difficult. Again, it came. So this is actually a proven process and proven thing. So everybody should take up at least the initial stages. Automatically, it carries us inside the purification process. Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Varsha Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, nothing. Thank you for the class.
Anyone else missed? Saurabh Prabhu, want to say anything?
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Well, I think I was muted so that I don't have the opportunity.
Okay.
Thank you so much for the class. That one thing is now clear to me. Okay, devotional service must have to start at the beginning stage. Okay, for the time being, whatever had happened. ठीक है, it's okay. But because it's very said कि beginning is always the hardest. So messiest in the middle and easiest at the end. So first of all, we have to start the devotional service. Your kirtan, your pravachan, bhakti life must as early age as possible. And secondly, one Sumit Prabhu pointed out very important thing. Okay, alone is very not possible. Alone you can only run but can't walk. Because as the Prahlad Maharaj, like Srila Prabhupada is the best example. He actually started the movement, but he actually showed us the way that how to we all together. क्या बोलते he made actually he made a home in which the entire world can live. So he always stand up for a message that how to live together, stay together, have a devotional service together, and bring all together how to go back to home, our real home, back to Godhead. So it is must important. And for a certain time of being, for a limited time you can handle yourself, but for a long time you can't engage yourself. You can manage yourself in a devotional life, because Maya is very strong. The Maya of the material world is very strong, so that you can't escape yourself, and you need it. That is so. This is we need now the sadhu sangha, the sankirtana, the preaching, the book distribution, um, attending Bhagavatam classes in online or offline. Anywhere is possible. We have to get association with the and the devotional activities, so that we can. Make us spotless and get ready as soon as possible, so that we can get the mercy, the blessings of Srila Prabhupada, the Radharani, Radha Sham Sundar, and we go back to God as soon as possible. That's it, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We'll stop here. Vancha Kalpatarubyasya Kripa Sindhavyacha Paditānām Pāvanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.